We wanted to give, several people have done displays around the room, and we wanted to give them just a minute or two to stand up and tell you about their displays and what they brought to share with you today. So, Katie, do you want to start?
All right, thank you. I'm Dr. Katy Franz from the IUP Geoscience Department, and I have over here a table with this beautiful rain barrel on here. And I'm here representing our Geoscience Department and some work that my students have been doing on stormwater and water quality here in Indiana Borough and White Township. Sure. I'm also representing the Indiana County Stormwater Education Partnership, which is a group of, I don't know how many people, who represent government, county, local, academics, businesses, environmental groups, community garden, you name it, and we're all a community of practice looking at stormwater issues in the area. So come visit and learn about stormwater and what my students have been doing with the streams.
Hi, I'm Vera Bonnet. You've heard from me before. The League of Women Voters, our Environmental Issues Committee, has written a booklet and illustrated a booklet on plastics, all about plastics. It is, as been described, it's very elementary. It's made for the average student or the average person. And it's free of charge. We thank you, Heather Harr, for financing the printing of these. We've printed maybe 400 so far, and they've been distributed around different leagues in Pennsylvania. And we're also thinking that we will soon, in November, bring you Bag It, which is a documentary film, which apparently is very kind of lighthearted, but makes the point that plastics are not. You want to try to minimize your plastic use. Okay, we'll let you know more about that when we get this nailed down. I think that's it. We're also sharing this table with the Evergreen Conservancy. This poster is on microplastics, as you can see. And then thank you, Cindy, for sharing this table with us and doing this work with us.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Warnock with IUP Geoscience and also...
Is that me?
Also IUP Sustainability Studies, and I guess in this context, more importantly, representing Solar United Neighbors. So we did have, as we discussed, one solar co-op, but there's nothing stopping us from having a second one, or if any of you live outside of Indiana County, having co-ops in other counties. So I have information and sign-ups and stickers and cool stuff.
All right, so over here we have a joint table. It's for the Indiana County Farmers Market, and we also have some brochures for the Indiana Community Garden. I want to point out that if you haven't already, there's a farmer and food entrepreneur workshop coming up in November, and there's information about that at this table, which is very exciting. And we also have information about the farmers market accepting SNAP. And if you don't know about that yet, it's been a wonderful program over the past 2 years, and we're seeing a lot of success with that. So, thank you.
Hello, my name is Kyle Mundry. I'm with Indiana Burrow, and as you all met, this is Nicholas. And over here is our kind of poster board. This is some projects that we at Indiana Burrow have done in the last year. Over on the left here, we got, and it's kind of leaning, so sorry about that. I'm just going to lean it like that so you guys can all see it. We got our solar co-op that we've all talked highly about today. It was an awesome initiative that came out of this task force, so congratulations to all of us here. We've also been putting solar on some stop signs that you might see around town. That helps with public safety, the lighting at night. That's critical for our urban community. We also have our Soul Smart designation, which has been talked about today as well. That's pretty much allowing residents to get to pretty much easily install residential solar. It's our permit processing is like 3 or 4 days. It's a quick turnaround, and the technical assistance from the Department of Energy has been essential. In the middle here is our demonstration piece. This is our 8th Street parking lot. There's a lot to talk about here. It's going to be the trailhead for the multimodal that's coming through, and it's right beside the Saturday Farmers Market. Down here is our newest addition. We just put an electric vehicle charging station in there. It was grant funded, and we're looking to have a more proactive than a reactive approach here. We do foresee electric vehicles up and coming, and we hope that they will come to Indiana Burrow, charge their car in our parking lot, see these stormwater management practices, and shop downtown. And that's the game plan there. And then on the right here is our rain barrel workshop. This was something that we put on, but it was in full partnership with the Indiana County Stormwater Education Partnership. That's where the idea came out of. That group meets the first Thursday of every month at Levity Brewing at 2:30. If you don't join us, you really should come join us. We talked a lot about stormwater initiatives, and yeah, great ideas like this one come out of it. And now I'm going to hand the mic off to Nicholas, and he's going to talk about this fancy solar installation we have right here, which is actually generating electricity as we speak.
So yeah, that's then we have this, and all it is if you've never seen photovoltaics in action, this is generating electricity inside a building off of light from a window that is shaded. So you can come and see it in action. It's not a lot of voltage, but it is something. It works.
I'm representing the Carmel Valley Conservancy, which was founded in 1994, and it's down in the southern end of the county along the Kiski-Conemaugh River. And the mission of the Carmel Valley Conservancy is to promote the conservation and preservation of natural, cultural, and historic resources, and encourage prudent land use practices in the Kiski-Conemaugh River Basin by restoring and enhancing land and water-based natural resources and promoting citizen environmental stewardship through low-impact recreation, like kayaking and bike riding on the Blairsville Riverfront Trail and all the way down the Conemaugh and into the Kiski, which joins with the Allegheny. So you can see that that's having a big impact over a large area. So there's a sign-up sheet if anybody wants to become a member. There's no charge, and there's literature back here.
I might as well give a quick plug for Evergreen Conservancy too. We have some brochures here, and if you want to do some geocaching, we have our geocaching information here too. But just another note, we've turned our abandoned mine discharge passive treatment system called Tonoma into an outdoor classroom, and we do a lot of environmental education out there. In fact, I have another group from, I don't know, 50 kids from Blacklit coming out towards the end of this month. But we also have a renewable energy demonstration project out there that includes a water turbine, a wind turbine, and solar panels. So, and we're off the grid, and it powers our Tonoma site. So if you want to come out and see some of those in action, it's out there. And I think we have one more.
Over here.
Over there.
So again, Matt Mahoney with the Keystone Energy Efficiency Alliance. I have sign-up sheets for those businesses or individuals that are interested in seeing Indiana County move CPACE forward, the Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy Program that I talked about. So one of the great ways to, one of those low-hanging fruits that the Building and Construction Group can move forward is encouraging county commissioners and having conversations with the local county chamber or the planning department about the benefits of commercial property assessed clean energy or CPACE. And if you have any questions, feel free. I have my card and information up here. Thank you.
Unfortunately, there's one more. I'm from the State College chapter of Citizens Climate Lobby, which is a nonpartisan organization that works for the establishment of a price on carbon as the first step towards solving the climate crisis. Our organization is international. There's 17 chapters in Indiana, and I would very much love to have a chapter in Indiana. There's 17 chapters in Pennsylvania, and I'd love to have a chapter in Indiana. This is a wonderful project. We have a bill in Congress called HR 763 that now has 66 co-sponsors. So we're very excited about where this is going, and I'd love to talk to you more about how you can support action on climate that really needs to be done at the federal level, as well as all the wonderful things you're doing at the local level. We need the national level as well. So thank you very much for having this great conference. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Heather Harr, everyone. So it's been quite a day, hasn't it? We've heard some amazing speakers and all kinds of ideas and looking at sustainable economy from different perspectives. And so what have you been thinking as you've been sitting there all day? So now it's time for you to share your thoughts and something that surprised you, something that inspired you, your ideas for what you'd like to do next, or what you'd like to see the Indiana Task Force do. So let's start with someone. Great, Nicholas.
Just one thing that I forgot
Oh.
is calling people back in, because whenever we set our goals for the renewable energy group, there was an energy in the room. It was somewhat packed for our goal setting, and to bring all those people back in, because the citizens, as with the renewable energy group's goals, the citizens are leading, the residents are leading. So I think that that's an important part, is for, at least for the focus group, renewable energy focus group, to call those people back and see if they can bring people with them to expand this organization.
So some of the original members of the Renewable Energy Task Force to call back, to come where they were like 2 years ago and come and get re-involved with the group. Okay?
One of the main things we don't want to see happen is this big report sit on a shelf. So we want to make it active. We want to have steps. We want to make those action steps happen. So I think that's part of what Nicholas was talking about. Anybody else?
During Chloe and Jenica's wonderful presentation, the thing that kept occurring to me was that we've got a beautiful farmers market now that runs from June through October. It's increasing in numbers, it's increasing in customers, and then at the end of October, it shuts down. And there are other counties where they have farmers markets that run through the winter because there's a space for them to exist through the winter. And I'm on the Indiana Borough Council, and when I walk downtown, I'm disturbed by the number of empty storefronts on Philadelphia. And I'm hoping that maybe one of the things that the Sustainable Agriculture Task Force can work on for the next year is not just figuring out, but engaging in a plan with the farmers market management to try and see if there's a possibility, if the farmers are in fact interested and able to go on growing year-round, and if there's some chance even to move into a small storefront that would enable people to keep getting the benefits of the farmers market all through the year.
Does anybody have any reaction to that thought? Yeah.
This is just my personal opinion. I think a big challenge for is not all farmers will be growing into the winter. And even if they are, the time it takes to come into Indiana and to showcase your food and have it be present with an uncertain market in the winter months, which would definitely be a decline in the summer months, would be kind of risky. And I've had an idea that I don't know who to share with, so I'll share it with you all, that I think the big thing is, even for myself personally, I have 3 kids, and to drive out to Mahoning Creek, half an hour, 35 minutes away to pick up some fresh meat is tasking, and it's something that I can't do all the time. And so I think if there was a way to be able to get that produce and those local products, not even to a storefront, but just to the customers. So when we transitioned from going to the farmer's market full time to having customers pick up boxes from our house, it's what the trend is. So there's a Blue Apron, and Amazon delivers to your front door. You know, unfortunately, we also have to work and follow that trend if we want to be successful. And so if there was a way, and I don't know the answer, but to get someone who drives out to Mahoning Creek and then stops at Lone Oak Farm and picks up this produce and brings it either to a customer's front door, to a drop point, like we have in CSAs in Pittsburgh, I think that would be a successful way that would help the farmer without, having them spend extra time and maybe potentially not getting their produce sold because no one's coming to downtown in January. And not that the people won't, but it's just not as likely. In Pittsburgh? Penn's Corner.
I know there at least one farm, Fat Radish Farm, Alexis Shank is, she's sent out to her customers an email saying that she was going to be, after the farmer's market was over, she would be providing lists of what she had available and that she was going to be growing at least until the end of December. And what she wrote in the last email was that other vendors were at least considering doing some of that. I think this idea in this day and age of emails going out so people are actually ordering, and another farmer, again, it's a bit different thing, but with Bob Madden and Cassandra Morgan having started, if people are familiar with Frankfurt Farms, Saxonburg, they're doing an order thing. And again, it's very different than the buying club I was involved with 25 years ago, where a poor person in it had to fill out the entire list and add everything up. You do it online to Frankfurt Farms and it arrives at their house and you can pick it up there. I think we have to think really creatively now about how to connect consumers with growers, but I think that personal connection that Chloe and Jenica talked about is really, really important. And I know there's many, many people like myself. I want to know. I love being able to say, that came from this farm and these people, I feel connected with this product. But I think we need to think really creatively about how we do that. So.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about sustainability and stewardship, and the thought that crossed my mind when we're talking about the farms and produce and so forth and so on, and the amount of waste that there is. And I'm wondering, why can't whatever's left over be frozen and make your soups or something into this, that would become a marketable commodity? I don't know what it takes to make, having a processing plant or something like that, but maybe we ought to be thinking about the extended use of those products and think about, why is that going to waste? And could this be frozen? And could this be used later for maybe another different product instead of that fresh product?
Thanks. So, other topics from the day, what did you think about them? What was interesting? What's kind of sparked an idea in your mind during the day? Anything here? I know it's late. A lot has happened today. Molly?
Something that came to mind for me in relation to the comment that Sasha had made that our schools are sitting empty at night. They have access to internet that is going unused. Their facilities that are going unused. And I definitely think that there is a demand for further education and community initiatives and workshops that could be met by using those spaces, whether it be for after-school programs for children or even for adults like myself that might want to further our education, even with just simple workshops to familiarize ourselves with new topics. I think that maybe those places could also be used in other ways, like for education programs. It would be great to see an outdoor organization like that, like what Jenica and Chloe do with the children reaching Blairsville. I know that they have this beautiful little forest in back of the high school that kids look at through the windows, but they never touch. So I think reaching up to the schools is really important. And I think that a lot of times we forget the importance of youth education and all of the focuses that we've discussed today.
That's great. That's a great idea. So how about people who are here, our speakers, and others who are here from other counties and other states? And what is your reflection on being here today and seeing what Indiana County is doing? Anybody who'd like to? Great.
Hi, my name is Caitlin, and I am here from the Allegheny Conference on Community Development, which houses the Greater Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce, which is a chamber that covers 10 counties. We started a sustainability committee about a year and a half ago, and Shireen was very kind to invite us here today, and I am incredibly impressed by what's happening all throughout the county. I was telling someone earlier today, not a single one of you said anything negative about any part of industry in Indiana County. All that I've seen here is a great connection between as many groups as you could possibly involve. So I think that this is an incredible initiative. It's only been a couple of years, which is also incredible. And I'm really hoping to be able to connect a bunch of you to potentially other counties in southwestern Pennsylvania to see if we can't inspire other counties to take some of what you are already doing here and help them see that the model is working and that a lot of has been accomplished already. So thank you very much for the invitation, and this has been a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for all of that input
Great.
today.
Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you for that input today. In our closing, I'll turn you back over to our Commissioner, Shireen Hess.
Well, it has been a wonderful day, and there are a few people I would like to thank. And also, I would like to just say about the diversity of the attendees today. I mean, earlier today we had people from the business community. We had municipal, county, state, federal, local leaders and employees. We had IUP and Penn State faculty. We had students. We had economic development professionals. I mean, and business people. The diversity of the attendees is just incredible. So I think that really says a lot. And I appreciate your comments about how it was a very civil discussion. And I think we all do have a great sensitivity to, look, this is a changing economy, and we have to acknowledge that some things are changing in ways that are painful. But we are Western Pennsylvania. We've got grit. We're going to make it through this. It's been a very tough few decades, but we persist and move on and adapt. So I would like to thank Heather Harr from the League of Women Voters. Yes, that wonderful lunch was well. Yes, the Heinz Endowments and Colcom Foundation, and of course the county commissioners are very supportive of this effort, and we appreciate all of you being here. I want to thank Mark Dixon for all of the filming. That's so terrific. I want to thank Laurie LaFontaine, who's the chair of our planning commission. That's a wonderful, terrific organization, a necessary advisory kind of a group who does a lot of work. You're more than just advisory. You're doing a lot of work. So your team, thank you. And And I also want to thank Mark Kritz, who's here from the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. We appreciate that very much. Thank you. Okay, well, so grab a couple of notes here. I learned a lot of new things, and I hope that you all did as well. And if you want to stay informed, we do have a newsletter that we do. Molly does. I shouldn't say we. Molly. Molly does everything, and we want to thank Molly for all of her hard work. Definitely deserves a round of applause. And I thank Director Stauffer for hiring Molly. Appreciate that very much. So we have a newsletter. Leave your card with your information or sign up if you want to keep doing that. We have some forms on the table. Please fill those out. One's an evaluation form and one is a form to say if you want to become involved. It's really that simple. Yes, if you want to stay involved. Yeah. So the focus groups will continue to meet, and we invite anyone who's interested to join us in that. So we will keep on moving. I want to thank all of our speakers. Just such excellent information and heartfelt and meaningful kinds of things going on here. So I don't have anything else to say. Molly, is there anything else I need to say? Rustic Lodge, yeah. Yes, exactly. Thank you to Rustic Lodge. Okay, well, safe travels if you've traveled, and thank you again for being here, and let's keep on.